Hi, everyone. Welcome to one of the very last sessions of this great Hyperion Solutions conference. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Interrel for coming up with this wonderful idea. And of course, everyone following the session live or seeing it later, also thanks very much. So as usually, our safe harbor statement, whatever you see here is just coming from my personal point of view. So you shouldn't use this as a decision for your comment or present projects. Okay, so when I was thinking about what abstract I could submit for this conference, I had different ideas. However, because we are in a Hyperion Solutions conference, I said to myself, why not doing something different? Let's include some details about the evolution of the EPM integration products. So then people can better understand the past and we can focus on the two integration solutions that the Oracle EPM applications use more. So this is why I came up with this agenda. On the other hand, the board is much bigger than 15 years ago. There are new players, such as the third-party cloud integration platforms, and we are going to cover them as well. I'm pretty sure you already heard about some of them, like OneCloud. So what about the future? It's not that I'm going to predict anything, but well, I like to discuss about what new functionality I would like to see. Would like also to get your feedback, so we can try to do this more interactive, or you can leave it for the Q&A. So if this is not the first time you attend to any of my sessions, you won't be surprised with the bonus track. This is a topic I usually include because I like to share some of the things we are working now on. Okay, so I think this is a very interesting topic where we can see what we are doing for customers, or what we are investing our time for developing new solutions. So I hope you like it. Okay, so let's start with the content itself. My journey. Okay, so back in 2006, when I was engaged, I didn't have kids. Okay, so as Ricky Martin says, I was living la vida loca. I moved to Madrid and I started to work for EY, so Ernst & Young, in the financial risk practice. Well, wait a minute. I said like I moved to Madrid, but I didn't say I move alone. Okay, so my fiance, she didn't move with me. 2 years later, she, who is now my wife, told me that, hey, do you know that Oracle has opened a new office in Malaga, which is like the city where I was born, and when, of course, she was living and we are living now with the family. So that was the first time I heard about Hyperion. When I had a call with the manager, he started to speak about Hyperion. So that was the very first time I heard about that. I was working with Synopsys, which, if you don't know, it was acquired by Oracle, and it was rebranded as Oracle Data Integrator. So that's our friend ODI. And that's how everything started. So it's been a long journey, but what I can say is that after 12 years, I still love what I do, which is basically to help customers to succeed and to share knowledge with the EPM community. So this is one of the reasons I'm here with you today. So as you just saw, it was first Oracle, then I moved to Infotech, and finally to inlumi. okay, where I'm the integration lead now. And this is my corporate slide for this session. I just want to speak a few seconds about our company. So as you can see, we are the largest EPM consulting firm in Europe, and we have a broad experience about across different industries. Okay, so we implement Oracle solutions and other EPM solutions. We have a vast experience with complex solutions and in my case with different integrations. We are also honored to help improve our well-being. So there, I didn't know, but there are some trees around the world that bear my name, and that's exciting. Okay, so what about the Oracle EPM integration journey? So what I tried to do here is I tried to split the timelines in two different streams. One is like the pure ETL, and the other one is the financial ETL. So what we know as the guided workflow. It all started with HAL. Okay, that was one of my first projects. So I had to migrate a Hyperion application lake integration, which was using Hyperion Translation Manager for transformations, to ODI. So it was a great opportunity to start working with Oracle ETL tools after my experience with Synopsys. Then we also had DIM, which was based on Informatica, but to me that was like a flash. I think I didn't use it anytime. Okay, so it was like a let's say interim product. Then, as I said, Oracle acquired Synopsys, which just was like ODI. So we started with ODI 10G. So I'm pretty sure that if you are familiar with ODI, you know that the default password of ODI is indeed Synopsys. Okay, so that's the reason. ODI then grew to ODI 11G, ODI 12C, and then when the cloud started, we have ODI cloud service. Okay, I put here like REST because ODI 10G, ODI 12C, they have connectors for like the Oracle applications. Okay, so for the on-prem applications, then to connect in a hybrid integration with cloud applications, they will be using REST web services, and that's the same thing that ODI cloud service does. Okay, so to integrate with Oracle EPM cloud applications, ODI cloud service will use REST. So what about the guided workflow, more like the financial ETL tool? Okay, so upstream, when it was acquired by Hyperion, it was rebranded as Hyperion FDM. Actually, it's Hyperion FDQM, but everybody skips Q, which to me is the most important letter in the word. This is Hyperion Financial Data Quality Management. Okay, but well, we are all used to hear FDM. Then we had ERPI, which was the first version of the FDM leveraging ODI ETL capability. Okay. I didn't like so much ERPI. It was like a staging product because some months later, we had FDMEE, FDM Enterprise Edition, which we had like the let's say the full parity with a legacy or classic FDM plus very nice functionality. And also as ERPI, ODI was used as the underlying ETL technology. right now, and I will be showing you later, we are in version 11.2.3, and 11.2, it uses ODI 12c. Okay, so that's one of the biggest differences with FDME 11.1.2.4. It's like ODI as the same in the same way as the Fusion middleware, it was uplift. What about the cloud? FDME's brother, let's say, it was just also renamed as data management in the cloud. And now, maybe you hear about data integration. That's the new name of cloud data management. I'll show you later what data integration is and how it looks like. Okay, but it's just basically the next user interface generation of FDME in the cloud. So it's more aligned with the look and feel you see in the cloud. And it has also very cool new functionality. So we just saw like a brief summary of the different Oracle solutions. Well, starting of course from the old Hyperion ones, but there are new players in the game, as I said, and these are like the cloud integration platforms. So Oracle has its own cloud integration platform, which is like OIC, but there are also others. Okay, so some of them they started more focused on EPM solutions, and now they have expanded. Okay, like One Cloud is not like a cloud integration platform for EPM. It's more than that. It's just like a cloud integration platform to integrate your business applications across your enterprise. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you have EPM, Anaplan, SAP. So it's just it's a higher level than that. As I said, we have Oracle Integration Cloud. We also have Ice Cloud, and then the most known, which are like MuleSoft, FDMEE. You can also integrate them with the Oracle EPM applications using like on-prem APIs or REST web services. Okay, so the EPM integration spiderweb. If we look at the current landscape, we have our on-prem architectures, we have the public cloud, okay, so the software as a service provided by Oracle, and we also have like your own cloud, let's say the hosted cloud, which is indeed the on-prem infrastructure hosted in a usually in a private cloud like Amazon or Azure. Okay, so usually we are just focused on EPM. So EPM can be on-prem, EPM can be in the cloud, but there are other systems, HR, ERP, data warehouses. There are many others there. Okay, and what we are seeing now is that it's not only to load data into EPM, it's just from like a single source. Now the spider web is even bigger. It's just to integrate multiple systems with multiple, with different locations, loading into EPM, extracting data from EPM into those systems. So there are a lot of considerations that we need to take into account when we design the integration solutions with the Oracle products. Okay, and we'll try to see like the most important ones today. Okay, cool. So the origins. Let's have a glimpse into the past. In 2006, Hyperion acquires Upstream. Okay, and its data integration tool, which is WebLink, became Hyperion FDM or FDQM. And in 2007, just few months before I joined Oracle, Oracle acquired Hyperion. Okay, so the legacy FDM, classic FDM, survived until version 11.1.2.3 when it was replaced by Hyperion FDMEE. Okay, so in 11.123, if you remember, you could have the two of them in parallel. Then we had ERPI, and then finally in 11.124 we only had FDMEE, and of course in 11.2 it's only FDMEE. But in my opinion, okay, no matter the version, we will always have our love fish. So if you look at the functionality that the initial products had, we basically have the same. So the core functionality is the same, of course, and thanks God it has been enhanced. Still has to be improved in some areas, but the core functionality is the same. Okay, so no worries if you don't see the fish in the cloud, but functionality is almost the same. Yes, yeah, brief overview of FDM, so you can identify which are like the differences. Okay, so as you remember, it was not fully integrated with the EPM infrastructure. It was a different IIS application, different URL, different look and feel. So it was like integrated with EPM, but still was like Hyperion and not looking the same as the other products. I think it's been like long time since they are aligned in like in the infrastructure and also in like a look and feel, but this is how it started. Regarding integrations, I remember when I started, it was mainly file-based, although my first project in FDM was using like the EBS adapter, but it was like, it has nothing to do with the adapter you are familiar today. It was like a black box adapter, and it was really hard to set up. That was my first experience with FDM, so it was very funny. And then, of course, it had a very powerful API and a scripting framework. So you could do a lot of things with FDM, a lot of things. And if you see how the product has evolved, of course, when moving into the cloud, one of the main goals of Oracle has been to replace all this custom functionality with standard functionality, which is really hard because it's not to replace the scripting, is to replace the way you design the solutions, the way you thought when you were writing your code, and a lot of things you could do. But well, let's say like the most common customizations have been replaced with standard functionality, but I think we are still seeing like custom solutions are needed. Okay, not for every customer, but let's say 60-70% of our customers, they have requirements that cannot easily be implemented without a custom solution. Okay, we try to have a flexible design, but we are still with working with this kind of solutions. So what about now? Let's start with FDME 11.2. As I said, I think like last week or early this week, Oracle EPM 11.2.3 was released. Okay, it's like, you know, the new approach for new releases, like new PSU and things like that. So it's not like a new release in terms of functionality. So 11.2 was mainly like upgraded middleware components from 11.124, and of course using middleware 12c and Java 1.8. Okay, which is a big change, and I will tell you why in a minute. Of course, we have new internet browsers, new databases are now certified, and this is, I think, very important. ODI 12C replaces ODI 11G. So some people, or they were concerned about, okay, is ODI 12C very different from ODI 11G? Well, it's different, but just is, again, the core functionality is the same. It's a little bit different because they simplified, like, I don't know, like mappings, for example. But if you don't have to use like a source adapter, like universal data adapter, or open interface adapter, you don't really need to, or like EBS adapter or PeopleSoft, you don't really need to worry about ODI. Okay, so ODI, to be honest, is mainly to set up the topology for the ERP connectors. Some customers or some people, they do customizations in ODI, which I never recommend. And also ODI operator is a nice tool for troubleshooting. Basically, in ODI, what you get is the new ODI Studio, which is installed out of the box. There are new ODI tables in the FDME database, and if you are using the Open Interface Adapter, the Universal Data Adapter, or any other adapter, they must be reconfigured in FDME 11.2. Okay, so like generating the ODI scenarios and things like that. And of course, if you have any customization, it must be rebuilt. There is a question. So what version of Jython is 11.2.3 using? Is the same one. Okay, it's Jython 2.51. There is no Jython 2.7, which is like the other version. However, and thanks for the question, because with Java 1.8, you can use new Java classes that are really cool. Okay, like to work with web services, for example, and create your custom adapters. So that's a big change. And in terms of functionality, as I said, no new functionality from 11.1.2.4. Some changes. What changes? We have more attributes, finally. Okay, so we have 40 attributes. And the column length has been increased. This is an important one. We had a lot of issues with importing long descriptions and things like that, or we were short in number of attributes. And you can see the new attributes. You have 40, and length is 300. So it's enough. What about the upgrade? Okay. So for FDME, and this is like, I'm just focused on FDME, you will install, of course, 11.2. You will configure the databases. You have to copy the application root folder, which is where you have your scripts, your logs, your dat files. Okay. And then depending on your database, if it's Oracle or SQL Server, there are like different utilities provided by Oracle to perform the migration. Okay. The good thing is that the migration includes data and like the metadata, so the artifacts. Okay. Not the ODI, because as I said, ODI is new, but you have the utilities, and they are documented as well. And finally, you also need to execute a manual, a SQL script, which is basically to perform different actions. For example, flag the EPMA applications, sorry, as classic applications. Why? Because EPMA is not available in 11.2 anymore. Okay, so if you have any EPMA application, they are now like classic applications for FDM EE as well. And then, as I said, the ODI settings, they need to be also reconfigured. Okay, so here you have the different utilities. And we have this with a customer. So what about if the FDME 11124 database is different than the 11.2? So if I'm just migrating from Oracle to SQL Server or SQL Server to Oracle, why that can happen? Maybe you're moving to a host or something like that, and they use like a SQL Server database, or they use like Oracle database. Then there is no supported path, especially for the data. So you use LCM for your artifacts. Maybe you need some manual adjustments. And then for the data, you need a custom SQL migration process where you need to do a lot of, like rebuilding the different IDs, like for the locations, data law rules. So it's not easy, but that's the only way. If you want data, of course. Okay, so we just saw like FDME. What about data integration? Data integration is the cloud user interface for data management, which is like FDME in the cloud. Right now, it doesn't have parity, 100% parity with data management. So data management and data integration are the two of them in the cloud. Data management has the FDME look and feel. So this is what you are using in the cloud. And now we have data integration, which is part of the data exchange card. And as I said, because in the cloud, you cannot have customizations. There are like import expressions and other functionality to replace what you usually do in the import event scripting. Regarding new functionality, there are like really cool ones, like improved performance with the workflow modes. So we have a lot of customers saying, okay, we use like pass-through mappings. We don't use drill through. Can we just use data management or data integration to move data from A to B without storing the data in the cloud? So we have without performing any mapping, so the performance is good, is better. Then yes, you have new workflow modes. Then you can also execute business rules with runtime parameters at any step. Right now, this was recently added, and you also have custom views in Workbench. So remember that if you go to the Workbench, you can say, okay, I want to show only these 3 columns. Then if you log off and you log on again, you didn't have that persistent. Now you can create different views. So you just select the view and automatically the Workbench will show the columns you selected in your view. It has seamless integration with several Oracle EPM products like Financials Cloud. One of the biggest changes in the cloud is the EPM Integration Agent. Okay, so that was a gap in the cloud for having hybrid integration. So to connecting your EPM cloud applications with on-prem systems or any third-party cloud application. The EPM integration fills that gap. Okay, I'll show you in the next slide. What are we still missing? Custom reports, scripting, although there is some scripting in the agent, and the fishes. Like the fishes are going in the cloud. Maybe they decided it was just time to say goodbye to the orange fish. But as I said, the core functionality is the same, so we will never forget the orange fish. At least I will never do. Okay, so the EPM Integration Agent. What is the EPM Integration Agent? If you remember about the ODI standalone agent, it's just a lightweight Java agent. Okay, it's to provide direct pool data, metadata integration with like on-prem Oracle and SQL databases. However, okay, you can just you can extend the agent functionality to integrate with any system. As I said, SAP, HANA, Dynamics 365, Workday, whatever you want to integrate, you can do because you have scripting in the agent. And this can be the beginning of the scripting capability in the cloud. Who knows? Okay, but at least we now have scripting for connecting to, let's say, non-native on-prem systems, which include third-party cloud systems, and also to do the write back using the agent. So you can also export data from data integration and write back into different systems. I'm not going into detail, but there are like two deployment modes, async and sync. Basically, it's just like a matter of the agent polling for new data load rule request, or sorry, new data integration request. And the synchronous mode is more like I click import, the agent goes and execute the code to extract the data from the source. Okay, which one should I use? We had a lot of discussions with the customers. It depends. Automation, infrastructure, security policies, number of ERP systems or databases you connect. Okay, but you have the two options. So when I said that the board was now larger, and I started to talk about the third-party cloud integration platforms, that's like the new game player. What is an integration, a cloud integration platform? It's basically a solution, a platform where you create, manage, execute your integrations in the cloud, and usually in a very intuitive manner. Okay, it provides seamless connectivity between multiple systems, modern cloud platforms, your legacy on-prem files, SFTP. They are really powerful in terms of the functionality they provide. Typical question from customers: are they a replacement for FDME or data integration? It depends. Okay, it depends. To me, of course, the modern cloud integration platforms, they take the integration to the next level. They provide something to the business users that they were not used to, especially when you integrate heterogeneous systems. Okay, because you don't need to worry about the underlying technology. It's more like you declare, and the cloud integration platform will do the rest. Okay, so it's not a replacement. It can be an alternative, or if you don't have any complex integration requirements with your EPM application, you may use data integration. But then for a wider enterprise integration, you may want to use a cloud integration platform. Okay, and as I said, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with OneCloud there, and they and ICE Cloud, they are doing a very good job, and they are starting to have more and more customers, especially like EPM customers. Okay, but as I said, they are not focused only on EPM. So the future, I split this between FDME and data integration. For FDME, of course, what I expect is to have the same functionality as we have in the cloud. So workflow modes, enhancements in the multi-period loads, data migration between test and production, not only LCM with metadata, but also with data. That's something I would expect. When? I don't know. Okay, because now we are seeing new functionality in the cloud, but not new functionality in FDME. That's the strategy. But at some point, I think we should have that. Okay, so FDME will be alive at least until 2031. So we still have 11 years. There is enough time to do that. For data integration, well, what we will have at some point, probably this year, is 100% parity between data integration and cloud data management. And I'm pretty sure you have seen like different Oracle presentations where they show the roadmap. So new functionality will be coming, like third-party cloud adapters using probably like REST APIs or OData web services. Also to extract and non-numeric, so text data from cloud applications. Um, we have, for example, for FDME, we have implemented a custom outline load utility adapter to extract text data from planning and load it into a data warehouse. Okay, so that's like the first step to have this. Okay, this is probably the technology that will be used. Um, Data protection is still not in the cloud. Scripting, as I said, there is some scripting for the agent to connect, to create your own connectors for the for on-prem system or cloud systems. But it would be great if we can have also event scripting in the same way. Okay, so it would be great if we have that. Email notifications. That's one of the most common customizations in both FDME and data integration. Okay, to have automations and send email notifications. I think data integration and FDME, they need a robust and strong automation framework where you can set up all this, all the options to provide notifications and handle automations, including scheduling. Okay, which, as you know, is not the strongest functionality in FDME. If you have any other anything that you would like to see, please feel free to share in the question and answer panel so I can share with the audience. And if not, just feel free to contact me. I'm very happy to see your feedback and to have a discussion about that. Okay, so before we are done, let me just show you the bonus track. The bonus track is just basically to show something for SAP integration, and also people are asking, are you using the agent? Customers are interested in this new component, and I want to show you like one solution we built for a customer using the agent, so you can have a better idea of how the agent helped. So starting with the SAP ERP integration, we all know that FDME has an SAP ERP adapter. It's basically a pre-built adapter for R3 and ECC general ledgers and sub-ledgers like profit center balances or vendor balances. And technically, what it does is extracting data from a report. Report is like a program in SAP to structure data, and it's using remote function calls. How does ODI call or execute the RFC? It's just basically using the SAP Java connector. Okay, it's not a direct integration. It's through temporary files. And one of the things that customers don't like at all, especially the SAP teams, is that the adapters are creating specific objects in SAP for ODI, and then you need to transport these objects across the systems. This has been enhanced by providing the objects, so you just have to import, but well, based on my experience, it's not something that the SAP administration team likes. So something happened, and of course we had a lot of customers asking, is there any different way to integrate with our SAP ERP system? And when we first saw like 11.2, there was a note saying that the SAP adapter was not certified yet. I know it will be certified very soon in the current year, but it was not certified yet. As I said in the first slides, there was a big change regarding ODI. It's now ODI 12C, and the adapter is built in ODI, so it has to be rebuilt and tested. So we really saw a very good opportunity. We had this opportunity to build something that we wanted to do a long time ago. This is I'm now talking about SAP ERP adapter. Okay, we have already built an adapter for S/4HANA cloud or on-prem for both FDME on-prem and cloud data integration. Okay, but what I'm going to show today is for the SAP ERP system, the on-prem system, the ECC or formerly R3. Okay, so what we built is what we call the SAP RFC adapter. Basically, is like a connector that will allow FDME and data integration using the EPM Integration Agent to execute different extracts, either a report or standard function module to read a table, a custom table, or the GL table, whatever, using the Java connector. Okay, so FDME, you click import, there is a connector that calls a remote function call with SAP Java connector, gets the data. Depending on the data volume, we can even have like direct data import into FDME, for example, using Open Interface Adapter. Okay, so from RFC output to Open Interface Adapter, and in the cloud, we have like the connector to say, okay, in the before extract script for the agent, we do basically the same. Use the SAP Java connector and call the remote function call. And well, here you have like, for example, in 11.1.2.4, we were using SAP 3.0. Now it's 3.1 because of the new Java version working with FDME 11.1.2.3. Whoops, sorry. And just finally, last minute for the EPM agent solution that we implemented in a supermarket chain. So we are using the agent to load actuals from Dynamics AX and also cache tails transactions from a SQL Server system. Okay, they both go into PBCS and the transactions into ARCs. Okay, so in account reconciliation cloud service, together with the credit card and cash transactions, which are loaded through normal data integration using files, okay, they are reconciled here in ARC. So the agent just fill the gap to connect ePBCS and account reconciliation cloud with the cash tails transaction system and the general ledger. Okay, and all this integration is automated with EPM Automate. Okay, so we can execute the whole integration in an automated way, and the agent was just very helpful to provide the direct integration with the two systems. Okay, so here you have an example to use the agent. Cool. So there is no questions in the. There is no question. Yeah, no, I cannot see any in the panel. There was one for the about Jython. Yeah, if you have any question, just feel free to send me an email. or reach me in LinkedIn or any social network, and I will be very happy to provide my feedback and help you as much as I can.
Great. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was awesome. And thank you everybody for attending. And if you want to hop on the closing ceremony and see Eddie and the Consultants music video, you can go to epm.bi/musical, or you can go to the schedule and click on the link there. So thanks again, everybody, and you have a good day. And thanks, Francisco.